All right, Shalom. First, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father's true name, Yahweh Shai being the name of His only begotten Son. I want to give double honors unto the elders and the apostles of great millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to all you walking throughout the four corners of the earth, continuing to push and do the works in truth and in sincerity. This is the brother Mashah Mayam, one of the men coming up under the branch out here in the morning camp, and I'm here with another lesson through the Spirit. And in this lesson is pretty much going to be about trusting in the Lord. All right, trusting in the Lord concerning the times that we're coming in the times of famine, in the times that we're in right now when things get rough out here. Because of course, according to scriptures, we know there's going to be a famine. All right, it's going to be a lack of food out here. As Yahweh told his disciples in Matthew, the 24th chapter, he told them, matter of fact, we'll just get it. Matthew chapter 24. And these are things, just concerning the times that these are things that are going to happen, that are happening and that are going to continue to happen and intensify. Matthew chapter 24 and, matter of fact, we'll just start at the top. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. All right. This is one of the signs that the Lord is on his return, because you got false prophets out here, all right, teaching wayward doctrines that are not true and that are off, and that don't align according to the scriptures. All right. Verse 6, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And right, wars and rumors of wars have definitely been going on. All right. Concerning China and North Korea and America. All right. Going back and forth, concerning well, I remember at one point North Korea was pretty much threatening America and saying if they do something, they're gonna shoot missiles and whatnot. All right, you even got if I remember I don't know what missile it was, but I know it was one of those Asian countries. They had a missile that they said that could take out all of Texas. All right, so basically they're saying to America like, look, we got the same missiles too, but not to go off from the point. But reading on, so that's pretty much fulfilling verse 6, wars and rumors of wars. Verse 7, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right, and famines have definitely been happening. All right, you seen the famines that have happened down in Venezuela a while back, and even in other places. All right, those Caribbean countries and those islands in the Caribbean, they're going through troubles as well, pestilences and earthquakes. All right, earthquakes definitely happen every day. All right, pestilence being diseases. Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up. But pretty much the point was famines. All right, just to back up the point that I was mentioning, how according to prophecy there's going to be famines out here, and it's only going to intensify. So from here, let's grab let's get because the topic of this lesson is basically remaining faithful unto the end. All right, being mainly referring to the servants of the Lord. All right, so let's get that in the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 65. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. All right. And this is talking about in the times of trouble, when Jacob's trouble comes about upon all these people. All right. All these people out here, they're gonna be in distress and in pain and in sorrow for lack of food. All right. And all this trouble and death and destruction that's going on. All right. All these people are going to be taking part of this, but it's saying what? And they're not going to have anything to eat, so it's going to be tough for these people out here. But it's saying, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. So the Lord's servants are going to be taken care of in the times to come. All right? Because as it tells us in the book of Jeremiah, let me get that real quick. Jeremiah chapter 30 and starting at verse 5. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas for that day. So this is describing the times that were coming, that are coming. Verse 7, alas for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right. So it's saying it's the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And backing up that precept that I read earlier, I was saying the Lord's servants are going to eat in that time. This is the time that it's talking about. That's why it's saying he shall be saved out of it. The he is the elect. All right. Being the servants of the Lord. The men of the Lord are going to be taken care of when they're going to eat in the times to come. So that's something to keep in mind and to be to meditate upon and to stand on in the times to come when when times get harder out here. All right, because of course, as prophesied, that's what's going to happen. But from here, let's get the book of Matthew, because this is what Yahushua told his disciples. So like, yeah, let me find it real quick. Matthew chapter 6 and Matthew chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 25. Matthew 6 and 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Right. All right. So it's going into a birds of the air. They still get to eat every single day. And it's saying, what? Are you not much important than they? And let's grab a precept real quick to back that up as well. All right, because this is what the Lord said himself. Matthew chapter 10 and verse I'll start at 29. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 29. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. All right. So that's the point right there. The Lord said, ye are of more value than many sparrows. So showing you, going back to into that Matthew 6. All right. The Lord obviously cares more about his servants. We're more important than sparrows, which are little birds. All right. And they still get to eat every day. And the Lord's servants, how much more the Lord's servants? But reading on verse 27. Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. So pretty much once again, uh, just going into how the Lord, all right, takes care of everything else, okay? But what? How much more his servants, the ones that are serving him, that he's using? Verse 30, wherefore, if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. All right. So pretty much just understanding that the Lord takes care of his servants regardless. The Lord is going to take care of his servants. Uh um of course this is applying now in the times that we're living in. When you go about throughout your daily life, all right, this is the Lord speaking to his disciples. All right. Basically not to worry about those things because the Lord is going to provide for you regardless. But what applying it even more in the times to come in Jacob's trouble is, if the Lord is going to take care of if the Lord takes care of his servants now, how much more in the times of trouble when it's needful, all right, for them to be looked out for. But I'm reading on. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Seek ye first the kingdom of the heaven, meaning what? Seeking Yahweh by Shem Shah, by doing the work, by getting into these scriptures, reading, fasting, praying, getting closer onto the Lord by what? Following his law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, and doing the work. Because the scriptures say what? If you love me, feed my sheep. So that's how we seek the kingdom. Verse 34. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. All right. So once again, the Lord is going to take care of his servants. And I want to grab another precept. That's a staple of mine. Let's get that in the book of Sirach. Sirach chapter 39. Sirach chapter 39 and verse 33. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season. All right. The Lord's going to give every needful thing in due season. So whenever, how much more in the times of trouble, in Jacob's trouble, especially for his servants when you're on the run, all right, and when there's a famine out here, food isn't accessible, all right, things aren't too convenient, all right. You know, the Lord's gonna definitely have to lift up he's gonna have to do something for his servants to be able to sustain them in that time to come. All right. So let's get another precept real quick, because it said he'll give every needful thing in due season. So definitely, of course, in the time of famine, it's going to be needful for his servants to be to at least get something to eat or to drink to sustain their flesh to go. All right. So but let's grab another precept. The book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 8. So like in Romans 8 and 28. Romans 8 and 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are the called according to his purpose. All right. The point is what? All things work together for good to them that love the Most High. So as long as you're doing the will of the Most High, showing your love by keeping his law, statutes, and commandments, feeding his sheep, all right, following the correct orders under the men that he has set up, the Lord definitely is going to look out for the ones that are doing those things in the times to come, in times of trouble. All right. So this, just keeping these precepts in mind, all right, for the times to come. And once again, just standing upon him. Because once again, it's really gonna take it's gonna take firm faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua in the times to come, and to be able to make it through. All right. Because let me get that real quick. Matter of fact, this is a perfect precept too. This is a good one through the Spirit. Luke chapter 18 and verse 7. And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? Right. So the Lord is saying, the Lord is shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him. So the elect being what? His servants. All right. And the men of the Lord cry day and night unto him by what? By praying. Praying. All right. Doing the work. All those things that get you closer onto the Lord, and most importantly, most of all, praying. All right, because praying is your communication with the Lord. Because if you're not praying, then you're not talking to the Lord. Then the Lord's not hearing your voice. He's not smelling that incense that goes up to him. And let me just back that point up, because I mentioned that incense being the prayers of the Lord. Let me get that real quick. I just don't want to. I just want to be able to back up the point. I'll be right back. All right, I found that precept. Psalms 141 and verse 2. I'll start at the top. A Psalm of David. Lord, I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. All right. And pretty much it's the same thing as a prayer. All right. Because praying is pretty much us crying unto the Lord. And that's him hearing our voices. Verse 2. Let my prayer, keyword prayer, be set forth before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. All right. So that's what our prayers are like unto the Lord, to mainly as servants. That's what the prayers of the Lord's servants are unto him. You know? But getting back to the main point, Luke 18 and verse 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on earth? All right, so it's saying the Lord is going to avenge his elect, all right, his servant speedily. But what? Is he going to find faith? Because why? It's going to be so bad out here that it's going to take faith, and only the elect are going to endure. Why? Because it's ultimately predestined for them to be saved. All right? Because as it says in Isaiah, except the Lord hath left a small remnant, we would have been like unto Sodom and unto Gomorrah. So the Lord only reserved the remnant. All right? Ultimately, and that's his mercy that he's showing toward the nation of Israel. All right? So from here, I'm gonna grab a few accounts and then close it out. Let's get that. Just showing how the Lord fed his servants, all right, in times of trouble. 1 Kings chapter 17 is starting at the top. And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith, that is before Judah. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded there the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. All right. So this is the Lord feeding his servant. All right, Elijah being a man of the Lord. All right, this is the Lord showing favor unto him and feeding him in the times of trouble. And we can use this in the times that we're in right now, in the times that we're going to come into. All right, as long as I'm serving the Lord in truth and in sincerity and doing what pleases the Lord, He's gonna take care of me. All right. So from here so okay, I'll keep reading. Um Verse 6, and the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks, and he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch her, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. And she said, As the Lord thy power liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. And Elijah said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me thereof a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. So this is all the Lord orchestrating things in Elijah's life at this moment, to preserve him and to keep him safe, and to feed him. Verse 14. For thus saith the Lord power of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days. All right. So this is a faithful story right here. All right, it's showing you how the Lord protected His servant Elijah and sustained him and fed him in times of famine. All right, and we're in the same, and the men of the Lord right now are in the same state as Elijah. You know. So from here, let me grab another count concerning Samson. Um, Judges chapter 15 and verse 16. And Samson said, With the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called that place Ramoth Lehi. And as he was sore athirst, he called Salakia. And as he was sore athirst, and called on the Lord, and said, Salakia. And he was sore athirst, and called on the Lord, and said, Thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst, and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised. But the Most High clave an hollow place that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout. And when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived, wherefore he called the name thereof En-Hakkore, which is in Lehi unto this day. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. All right. But showing you this another count that the Lord delivered a man, the Lord, Samson. And another thing to point out, all right. Another thing to point out, all right, it was actually the place that Samson was at. All right, let's get that real quick. Because when I first read this, I thought it was literally talking about the jaw, but my brother actually edified me on this point. Judges chapter 15. It's like it was 16. Um, let's get that real quick. That word jaw. All right. Matter of fact, um, let's get a different translation to prove the point. Um, because showing you it's actually the place that he was at. Um, Judges chapter 15 and verse 19. I'm gonna read the NLT. So the Most High caused water to gush out of a hollow in the ground at Lehi, and Samson was revived as he drank. Then he named that place the spring of the one who cried out, and it is still in Lehi to this day. All right. Um. NIV. Then opened the Most High up the hollow place in Lehi, and water came out of it. When Samson drank, his strength returned, and he revived. So the spring was called En Hakor, and it is still there in Lehi. All right, so showing you it was actually the Lord caused water to come out of a hollow that was in the place that Samson was at. All right, and so just showing you the miraculous acts of the Lord. All right, how he delivered his servants. All right, and in past times, and the more that he's gonna do in the times that we're in now. All right. But so that's pretty much the point of this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. All right. Double honor, giving double honor unto the elders and the apostles of great millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to all you walking throughout the four corners of the earth, continuing to push in the work and continuing to push and do the works in truth and in sincerity. Continue to push Akim, stay faithful unto the end, and meditate upon these precepts and continue to read. All right. The scripture say, blessed is he that readeth, you know. So with that, I want to say shalom.